Hi guys and welcome back to Saving Schlkae. This is episode 31. We're playing our second leg in the Champions League first knockout round against Barcelona, followed by a game against Bayer Leverkusen. Since we last met in the last episode, we drew with RB Leipzig 2-2, but it's one of the most one-sided games I think I've ever seen. If you look, our XG is 3.67 compared to their 0.87. So overall, we deserve to win that game. However, at the end of the day, it is the scoreline that matters, and it was a 2-2 draw. Then we went away from home to Hoffenheim and beat them 3-1 with 2 goals from Mariba and 1 in the last few moments by Schlkae. It keeps us second in the league. However, there is now an 8-point gap again between us and Bayern Munich in first position. So it doesn't look like we are going to win the league this season. However, we can only keep on trying to win our Bundesliga games in between now and then in the hope that we can close up somewhat of a gap. But first of all, we're playing against Barcelona, who we lost to 1-0 in the opening leg. This is the side that I'm going to go with. I'm going Georgie in goal, Kevin at right back because Wagnerman is suspended. So that leaves Anel and Santos as our 2 centre-backs, with Sanders as our left back, Schmidt, Scott, Mariba, then Demir on the right-hand side, Sane on the left, and finally Schlkae up top. As we saw from the last game against Barcelona, they do have an extremely strong side with great youngsters that are still coming through, the likes of Pedri, Gavi, which they're both playing today. However, they've put Sula at right back and move Alexis into right wing, moving Pedri back into the middle with Gavi and De Jong. But apart from that, they're a very strong side with the likes of Jack Grealish, Lamptey, Eric Garcia, ter Stegen still playing for them. So let's just see if we can win this game against them to ultimately progress into the next round of the Champions League. Early few moments here, Sanders plays it back to Santos, who finds Schmidt, back to Santos, back to Schmidt, into Scott. Looking for Sane, who's closed down by Sula and has to play it back to Santos. Into Schmidt, back to Santos, who finds Mariba, out to Sane on the left-hand side. Back into Mariba, who plays a ball through to Sanders, running onto it. Who's going to look to find a cross now. Schlkae's in the middle, but Ibanez wins a header and finds Jack Grealish, who thumps it away only as far as Anel, who picks it up comfortably and plays Kevin at right back today. It's disappointing we don't have Wagnerman and that we are having to play one of our strongest centre-backs at a right back position. However, I think that Kevin is more than capable to play at right back, and he finds a lovely ball searching for Mariba, who tries to slot in Sane, and Sula and ter Stegen gets mixed up and the ball falls to Sane, who taps it into an empty net to make it 1-0 to Schalke this evening. So it was a big mix-up between Sula at right back and ter Stegen. So Kevin plays that ball over the top, which finds Mariba after a missed jump, but he tries to find Sane, and Sula takes a touch away from ter Stegen, who's rushing out, and it falls to Sane as they collide, and he just pokes it into an empty net to make it 1-0 to Schalke. Corner here with Sane, aiming for that front post where we've got the likes of Schlkae and Anel and Santos would be this evening. So Sane picks it up again as it was cleared. Mariba finds Sane on his right foot, has a shot, and that's 2-0 to Schalke, coming up to the 25-minute mark, and Sane has scored both of them. So it's fantastic to see. He's been scoring quite a few goals for us this season. I think that was his 10th this season. So it's nice to see him, Demir and Elliot all getting a run in and all of them contributing towards our goals. But a fantastic shot into the bottom right hand corner from Sane, who cut him from the left hand side there. We've reached half time here. We are 2-0 up. Schlkae has been the difference between the two sides today. We've kept them down to one shot, which happened to be in the last few moments of the second half. As you can see, the jump in their XG of 0.03 was at the end of the half. So we've kept them quite quiet, and I will say that I'm happy with the performance so far, and let's hope we can continue this in the second half. And from kickoff, Schlkae plays it back to Santos, into Mariba, who finds Schmidt. Playing it quite nicely here, plays Sanders, who looks to drive forward with it and finds Schlkae. Has to play it back to Sanders, who finds a lovely ball over the top to Schlkae. And it looked like Lamptey made a fantastic challenge there to take it off of Schlkae's foot just as he was about to shoot. Which is disappointing for us, but a fantastic challenge from a young Englishman there. Ter Stegen's going to roll it out to Ibanez here, who finds Lamptey on the left-hand side, who plays it up to Jack Grealish, who finds Lamptey once again, into Pedri, back to Grealish. So they look to come forward here, and they've slotted in Gavi one-on-one with Georgie, but it's a tame effort, and Georgie makes a fantastic save to keep it at 2-0 to Schalke. Free kick here with Demir, who looked to go for goal, but it's hit the wall and falls to Schlkae. Back to Demir, who finds Anel, plays it back to Schmidt, finds Santos, who's in a very attacking position, but finds Demir into Schlkae, who looks to chip the keeper but hits the post. So unfortunate that the break isn't falling to Schlkae today. He's had one taken off of his toes by Lamptey, and a chip has hit the post. So it's disappointing for him so far today. However, I'm going to look to bring him off for Ransford Yeboah. I'm also going to bring on Harvey Elliott instead of Mariba in the central midfield position to add a bit of creativity in that central attacking midfield role. So hopefully we can get another goal to secure the victory today. But with just under 15 minutes to go, time's ticking away. We've looked the better sides this evening. As you can see in another game, Man United are 1-0 up against PSG, who had Camavinga sent off in the first minute. And I think PSG won the first leg 2-1 on aggregate. However, back to our game, Grealish has a corner and Kevin wins a header, but it's only going to fall to Pedri, who's looking to collect it here. Plays it up to Sula, looking to turn and get the cross in, which he does. And Santos misses it, and Alvaro Morata pokes it home to make it 2-1, and that's 2-2 on aggregate. So it's disappointing there. As you can see, Pedri plays the ball down the line to Sula, who turns number 16 Sanders, and Santos really should be clearing that. He gets his feet all muddled up, and Morata behind him just pokes it home. So disappointing to concede that goal. It will look like we'll go to extra time here, which we do. So I'll tell them that there's still room for improvement and that I have faith in them. So hopefully we can get this goal in extra time, because I don't really want it to go to penalties. I want it to be finishing in sort of extra time. I was going to say normal time, but it's extra time now, and it's coming up to half time, but Barcelona have a chance here, and Ibanez scores from the corner, from Jack Grealish's corner. Oh dear, we've sort of thrown it away, and now I regret taking off Schlkae and Mariba, but Grealish puts a fantastic corner and Ibanez just climbs above everyone to poke it home. So it's 2-2 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate to Barcelona. So we're going into half-time disappointed. I'm going to demand more from the players. And like I was saying, we've looked the better side. I'm going to go very attacking to try and get something from this game. But it just looks like it's not going to happen. We're in the 120th minute here with one additional time. And it looks like that is it. So disappointing to be in such a commanding position in this game. I'm disappointed with that overall. I don't see how we've managed to go out on aggregate after dominating that, especially that second leg. I'm so disappointed by that. We should have been doing a lot better. But I'll bring you next game, which is against Bayer Leverkusen in the league at home. Second versus third, so hopefully we can get a victory there as well. After the game that we threw away through some poor tactical decisions from myself in the Champions League, we are looking to bounce back, and hopefully we don't have the Champions League curse over us after playing such a big game. Let's hope we can bounce back against Bayern Leverkusen, because we need to. We need to focus on the league now. We're going for a near enough full strength side with Georgie, Wagnerman, Kevin, Santos, who did pick up an injury. However, Anel is more tired than Santos. Regari instead of Sanders, Schmidt, Scott, Mariba, who I regret taking off big time, Demir, Sane and Sesko, who I also regret taking off big time as well. I'll just have to include Podlek onto the bench, and here we are. We do have a lot of tired legs for this game, so let's hope that we can get some sort of result, because we need to keep on fighting. They've got one of our loanees, Schlkae, playing at right back for them today. So hopefully we can get one over on him. He's a youngster that we brought in the summer, and he looks fantastic. He's had good loan spell out for Bayer Leverkusen so far this season, but hopefully he doesn't cause us any troubles today. We need to be getting this victory. And Sane is going to play the ball in. Sesko looks to win the header, however it is cleared only as far as Schmidt. Finds Santos, back to Schmidt, into Sane, trying to turn and play the ball forward, but we're having to play it all the way back to Regari here. Driving forward with it. Then gets the cross in. Demir's in the middle. Can't win it. Bobbling around all over the place here. Falls out to Regari once again, who finds Mariba, who tried to get the cross in, but it was a poor effort at a cross. And they play it long. And unfortunately for us, that is the end of the highlight here. But I do want to get a victory here today to close the gap onto Bayern Munich, because I think all I'll come back for now is the final two games of the season, which one of them being against Bayern Munich, in the hope that we can add a bit of pressure to them for the final few games of the season, even with a victory here today. And we're playing it forward to Wagnerman. Finds Sesko, plays it out to Demir on the right hand side, driving forward with it. Into the box, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he takes it too far wide, and his shot just hits the side netting, goes out for a goal kick. But if we look at the stats, we've been the dominant side. However, they've got a corner here, which will come in. Kevin clears it, but their player Edouard Quaresma is going to pick up the seconds and play it back into their midfield position, out to Diaby, who's a fantastic player, over to Adeyemi, who they signed from us, and we'll look inside, but Sane intercepts, finds Sesko, back to Sane, all the way back to Mariba. Sesko made that forward run, but he couldn't find him, and Adeyemi intercepts. Schlkae here, finds Makuku into Adeyemi, who has an effort, and it's just wide of the post. Thankfully for us, it stays 0-0. Throwing on the left-hand side, which Diaby will take for Bayer Leverkusen, who finds Adeyemi, into Witz, into Makuku, and it's 1-0 to Leverkusen. These are not the set of results that I wanted in this episode. Fantastic ball by Witz into Makuku, who just slots it past Georgie into the back of the net. Oh dear. Could be all over for us this season with a loss here. The only thing that we could still potentially win is the Pokal. But we wanted to be challenging for the league and also the Champions League. And being knocked out of the Champions League and losing here to Bayer Leverkusen today is not what we wanted. And it looks like we're going to go into half-time being 1-0 down. I'll encourage them for the last few moments of the first half. But it looks like we're going into half-time 1-0 down against Bayer Leverkusen. We've been the dominant side from the stats in terms of possession, shots, everything. However, they are the ones with the goal. So I'm asking them to change it, and hopefully we can get a few goals this second half to turn the game around. Thrown here with Wagnerman on the right hand side, just inside our half, and finds Demir. Back out to Wagnerman, who's going to look to drive forward with the ball. Looks to get a cross in, Sane at the back post, and he's gone for goal from such a tight angle, and that's just going to lead in one thing, and that's a goal kick to Leverkusen. But we pick the ball up again here with Schmidt, playing Regari, Mariba, Regari, Sane has an effort, and it forces the keeper to make a fantastic save. It goes out for a corner which Regari will take, aiming once again for our big men at the front post. And unfortunately it doesn't clear the first man, but Demir picks it up, looks to get in across, finds Regari, and it's blocked, and it goes out for another corner to Schlkae. So it's sort of turning, we're sort of being on top here. Regari will take the corner, Schlkae, and it's just into the keeper's arms. So it stays 1-0 by Leverkusen with about half an hour of the game left to go. And their goalkeeper will have a goal kick, plays it into the midfield here, looking out on the space on the left hand side, which Demir has left open, driving forward with it, and we force them back to their central midfield, back to one of their centre backs, plays the ball over the top to Vitz and has a shot, but it's comfortable for Georgie to make a save. And he'll play it short to Santos, who thumps it long towards Sidi Sane, who wins the ball in head of his man, but is challenged. Ball falls to Demir, who finds Sane once again, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But it's a poor effort, and the goalkeeper makes a save. And they keep it in, and they play it long. So it's disappointing for us. We're having the chances, but we just can't convert the chances into a goal. We're starting to get... Just as I was about to make a change, Scott has picked up an injury. So I'm bringing Blanco instead of him, and I'll bring on Elliot instead of Sane, as we are starting to get a few tired legs. But there's only so many substitutions we can do, as we don't have that strong of a bench. So hopefully we can get something soon. But they've got a corner here, and Saliba has appealed for a penalty as Santos has pushed him. Santos is a real liability for us. Every time that he has played, he has not played well. He was at fault for the first goal for playing Makuku onside. He's given away a penalty here. Can Georgie come up clutch here for the penalty? And unfortunately he doesn't. They stick it away into the bottom left hand corner to make it 2-0 to Leverkusen. So disappointing. Brilliant penalty, out of the reach of Georgie, but it leaves us in a very sticky situation. And Schlkae will find Schmidt, finds Kevin, driving forward with it. If we want to get back into the game, we need to get something sooner rather than later. And Schmidt plays out to Santos, who I might have to look on to sell realistically. He's not played well at all for us every game that he's played. Schlkae, Elliot, Demir, and he sticks his shot just past the post. That was an agonising chance there that we could have easily countered from if we had scored it, but it stays 2-0, and with just over 10 minutes to go, Schlkae picks the ball up, trying to find Elliott, but Saliba, former man of ours, intercepts. Mariba loses out to Palacios, who looks to find Makuku. Schmidt makes a fantastic challenge and we gain possession again, but Santos once again on the ball. He makes me nervous every time he plays, but we needed to play him because Anel was shattered. So ball comes out to the left hand side for Elliott here. Cross comes in, Schlkae in the middle, wins a header, and it's just over the bar. It's really tiring, the fact that we're getting the chances but we just can't seem to score. You look at our XG and we're on a 2.06 XG compared to their 1.34. We should be the ones winning this game. However, we haven't, because time is just ticking away and it looks like we've lost this game, and it puts them 5 points behind us. Leverkusen 5 points behind us. If Bayern Munich win this game in hand that they would have on us, they would be 11 points ahead of us. Elliott, once again, keeper saves. He's had a fantastic game there, goalkeeper. Be interesting to see his overall score, like his game score after this game, because he saved them quite a few times. This is what I mean about Santos. He's just kicked the ball out of play where it was just a simple pass. And it looks like the full-time whistle is going to come in a second. But they might... And he gives a foul away. He's dreadful. When I looked at his stats, I thought he was going to be a fantastic player. However, he is not. And as I thought, the keeper is on an 8.1 rating. He's had a fantastic game for Leverkusen in goal. And they've come out victors today. And there's no point in showing you any of the games in between, really. We'll just come back for the Bayern Munich Freiburg game, and depending if we get to the Pokal final against Wolfsburg or Mainz is whether I show it to you. Could be some silverware that we win, but you never know, and the way that we're playing at the moment, it doesn't look like any. So I'll look to come back for the last two games of the season. If we do have the Pokal, or if anything changes in the league, then we'll come back for that. But if you have enjoyed, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Check our Instagram in the description below, and I'll see you in next episode.